I'm the youngest out of 6 children. My dad is, or was, Paiute. Grew up in Yerington, Wellington, Smith Valley, Schurz. And my mother was she's English, Irish, Scotch, Dutch, red hair and blue eyes. Her family were migrant workers. And they ended up in Fallon and were introduced there and were married for 50, 60 years. In the 1950s, my parents had a lot of discrimination, where people would not talk to my mom because she was white. People would not talk to my dad because he's Native. Mom said that people would look at them and like they should not be together. They ignored it and did whatever they were doing anyway. I know my mother's family treated my dad very well. We've always lived in Schurz. Mom's always been part of the family, so we've always had that mixed cultural relationship. And I went to grade school from 4th grade to 8th grade in Schurz, and then commuted to Yerington to go to high school. My twin and I both went to UNR, and I graduated out of UNR in 1983 with a bachelor's in business. And then one December, I was sitting in my apartment up here. I was working for Soil Conservation Service and struggling to pay the bills, and I looked around, my plant was frozen, and I thought, there has to be more to life than this. And I was reading the UNR sagebrush, and the LSAT was being advertised, that it was being given in 2 weeks. So I called my dad and I said, hey, if I take the LSAT, would you pay for it? He said, sure. And I said, I'm late, so there's a late fee. He says, that's okay. And not knowing any better, I went in and took the LSAT, and I did okay, enough to get into school. Not my best performance, but enough. And I went to ASU. I went to the summer law program at University of New Mexico for American Indians. Did that for that summer, and then the following September I went to ASU in Arizona State at Tempe. Went to law school. That was daunting. There was a lot of people that said, it's a nice dream, it's a pipe dream, you'll never make it. And it was an accomplishment that I'm very proud of. I had been a prosecutor for, I think, 8 years or so in Fallon. And I was doing private practice, and I was very happy doing private practice. I was with Wes Williams, the district attorney in Mineral County had resigned, and I had received a couple of phone calls, why don't you apply, why don't you apply? And I loved being a prosecutor. I loved doing the right thing, wearing the white hat, and making a difference. For district attorney, I did the best I could, and I think I did make a big difference. Judge Blake, we started the drug court program down in Mineral County. I think it's the 11th judicial district. Back then it was the 5th. And there is no other drug treatment program in the community in Mineral County. And so I think there are a number of people who went through the drug court program that really did well, were successful, and I think we have made a difference in people's lives there. And that was one of the changes that I saw through the drug court program, is one of the reasons why I wanted to become a judge. What I have learned from my life lessons is, don't take life too seriously. That there's always a wonderful surprise waiting around the corner that is better than yesterday. And hurry up and let's see what's next.